A nearly 100-year-old firefighter's helmet in Naples led one former New York City firefighter to return to his roots just one day before the September 11th attacks.
In the end, Jerry Sanford with the North Naples Fire Department spent 5 weeks helping his fallen brothers. Renee Stoll has his story.
I took this picture of the Trade Center. Isn't that beautiful?
Walking into Jerry Sanford's office at North Naples Station 45 is like walking into a mini museum of sorts.
This is where all of the firehouses that I worked in. I started in Harlem, the Vinegar Hill gang, back in the 60s.
From Harlem to Brooklyn to Staten Island, Sanford worked for the New York City Fire Department for 30 years.
There's a rivalry, which borough was the busiest, you know.
His walls and shelves all tell a story. Many of them all go back to one day.
You can see these are the members of the New York City Emerald Society Pipe and Drum Band. And they were looking for one of the guys. He was still missing.
After retiring to Naples, Sanford soon found himself back in the firehouse again, working as a media liaison.
When I got hired by Chief Tobin in 2000, he says, you know, we have an old New York City fire helmet here at one of our fire stations. I says, you gotta be kidding. He says, no. It looked like, I don't know, 100 years old, and it's got 42 in red on the top. So I looked at it and I knew it was 42 truck from the Bronx.
Sanford was invited to return the helmet during a ceremony for the station's new building in the South Bronx.
He said, oh, Jerry, we got it all arranged. It's going to be September 10th. I said, okay. September 10th, at times I have to pause.
September 10th, 2001. Sanford and 3 others from North Naples Fire spent the day with people that would lose their lives in less than 24 hours.
I look at those guys every day.
Bill Feehan and Pete Gansey were lifelong friends of Sanford's. They both perished on 9/11.
All these men I worked with for years, I was reunited, including Father Judge. He said his last mass.
The 4 men left New York, headed back to Florida the morning of September 11th, just 2 hours before the first plane hit. They got the news while switching planes in Pittsburgh.
I called headquarters, and they told me they were all gone. People I was just with, that I had worked with, and they told me that Father Judge was dead. Gansey and Feehan, their bodies were found.
Less than a week later, Sanford returned, ready to dig through the rubble, but instead was assigned to do something else, work with the media once again.
They all wanted to go into a firehouse, talk to a firefighter, meet a widow. You know, they haven't even found these guys. I got on a truck and they went out and they never came back. So you can understand how difficult it was for somebody to even talk about that.
Sanford knew or worked with 170 people that died that day.
You know, 2 110-story buildings were incinerated, including people. The smell from that site is something that I had never smelled before, nor do I ever hope to ever smell it again.
He saw the Twin Towers while they were being built and watched them fall. For Sanford, some wounds will never heal.
The worst thing I've ever happened in my life, where absolutely nothing comes anywhere near what happened there.
In North Naples, Renee Stoll, Wink News Now.
Well, since 9/11, Sanford has been very active with local organizations that pay tribute to the people lost, like the Freedom Memorial in Naples. Although he returns to New York every year, Sanford said this year will be the first year he plans to visit the site and see the new memorial.
Wow, hearing it from his perspective leaves you with a really heavy heart.
Absolutely incredible.